Welcome back to Giant Monster Games! I'm Adrian and we are playing some more Turbo Fog Mill today. What do we think of this opening hand? We don't have any white mana, so we can't be fogging, but we do have a Thought Scour, we do have Dictate of Kruphix, which means we know that I think we can keep this. It's not a very good opening hand, it's not very strong, but we do have at least a turn's worth of play, and then we can also draw. We're on the play as well, by the way, so we're going to keep this opening hand. If you are not aware, the Turbo Fog Mill deck is actually up on Behind Eyes Gaming's channel because we did a video swap where he did a video for me, and I did a video for him, so I did the Turbo Fog Mill deck for him. And actually, we could do this on our opponent's turn. We're not going to be doing it on our turn. Ship it to our opponent. Yeah, so if you actually want to see the deck tactic for this video, you can zip over to his channel. There's a link in the description below this video where you can actually go take a look at that and, yeah, leave comments on his channel. And you can watch the video he did from my channel and also leave comments on that video. Okay, so it looks like our opponent is just playing a Flooded Strand. And we're going to go to the end step. We're going to play a Thought Scour, dumping our opponent's stuff into their graveyard. The cards from the library into the graveyard is really what I'm talking about here. And then we're going to draw a card. Hopefully we draw into white mana. Temple Bell is not going to help us. Actually, not going to help us at all. And okay, let's go to the next turn. What do we draw? We draw into a Ghost Quarter. That's actually not that bad, to be quite honest. I think we just throw down the island and ship it. I think that's all we're going to do, really. Yeah, obviously I would like to be doing more than that. I mean, like, we have a good turn 2 play. Turn 2 play would be obviously getting a Howling Mine into play, but we don't have a Howling Mine in our hand. But turn 3 Temple Bell is going to be good. I can always yield to this, because I don't care. And we're just going to skip through our opponent's turn. I don't need to actually try and stop. Another good turn 2 play would also have been Jace's Erasure, which would have been good, but obviously we don't have that. Did our opponent crack that on his turn? Oh no, he played... What is this? Return? No, I don't think he played that. That's what we dumped into his graveyard. Hey, Howling Mine. That is also a really good card. So, the thing is, like, right now, Howling Mine is a good card. Temple Bell is also a good card, but Dictate of Kruphix is probably the best card we can be playing. Because we need to get some draw engine. We could always play Sphinx's Tutelage, but we don't really have the stuff to give us all of the, like, interactions off of it. So much. Actually, maybe we do play Sphinx's Tutelage. Yeah, let's get the Sphinx's Tutelage out right now. Because we're not going to give our opponent extra draw. And we can actually play Temple Bell next turn, which will then, we can actually get a card draw off of it right away. I am a little bit scared that we are playing against... It doesn't say we're playing against Storm, but Storm doesn't play this. What is it? Return target spell or creature to its own hand. Okay, so... Weird Eldrazi we're playing against? I'm not sure. I've never seen this played in any deck ever. So I don't actually know what we're playing against. I'm not going to lie. So what is this doing? So this is return target creature, so to its hand, or it does 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If permanent would be put into a graveyard this way, exile it. Okay. So our opponent is probably aiming to go up against creature decks, which we're not a creature deck, so our opponent's going to have a very hard time with that. So let's see. And at this point, our opponent should know that he's going up against a mill deck. That should be his, he should know this. Simply because, you know, Sphinx's Tutelage is like, okay, we're playing against a mill deck. This is what our opponent should be doing. But our opponent probably at this point doesn't know that we're playing a Turbo Fog mill deck. And it's lucky that our opponent doesn't have anything fast. I mean, no turn 1, no turn 2 play creature-wise. So Turbo Fogging isn't really a thing we're too worried about. Obviously, we do need white mana to do these. So we can, in a pinch, we can always Ghost Quarter one of our islands to get a plains. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, it deals 1 damage to target. Oh, I think we are playing against the blue-red Eldrazi infinite combo. It does infinite damage, which is a little bit problematic for us because we don't really have a whole lot of stuff to deal with that. I mean, in the sideboard, we have a couple things. Tranquil Cove. Oh, how do I hate you. So, Tranquil Cove comes into play tapped, which is just never fun, right? I mean, we'd like to be able to, like, have white mana access so we can actually do stuff with this, but we don't have anything. I think what are our options? Temple Bell will give us an extra card draw. I think we're just leaving it up. We're going to just leave it up, and we're going to play Dictate of Kruphix on our opponent's end step. Temple Bell is always really good. I mean, we can force the draw, but Dictate of Kruphix is going to allow us to get a draw and not giving anything to our opponent. Especially if we're playing against a combo deck, we don't want to give our opponent potentially extra combo pieces. That is really bad. And I totally forgot to play Tranquil Cove. Darn it. I was hating it on it so much that I just forgot to play it. Okay, so equal to the number of colorless creatures you control. Neat. Yeah, always gonna trigger it, always gonna yield to this thing. So, that's no fun. No fun for us. No fun at all. I don't think it's gonna be that bad, seeing how it's a 1/5 right now. So, not quite the end of the world. Not amazing, but not quite the end of the world. And is our opponent just going to their end step? So I'm assuming he's basically just playing a end step Dictate of Kruphix. So it looks like he's playing like the blue-red combo deck, but it also has some like value stuff as well, which is good for our opponent. Not so good for us because a lot of his stuff is going to be doing direct damage. You can go on this deck, targeting our opponent. Always yield. Okay. Always yield. So we draw an Eternal Haze, which doesn't really help us out that much. Our opponent's going to mill a minimum of 4. And then we can throw in a Temple Bell. Yeah, Temple Bell is probably what it's going to be. And we do draw a Plains as well, which is nice. Okay, so I think we just go this way. Holding up white mana in case he wants to swing in, we can just Eternal Haze him, preventing a little bit of damage. Not a ton of damage, but a little bit of damage. And then we just ship it to our opponent's turn. Nothing too amazing going on here. I am a little bit scared. Again, I'm a little scared that he's going to do the infinite thing right away here. I know it's a 3-piece combo for the like infinite Eldrazi damage combo. So we need to wait on that. Mind you, again, saying that, I don't see a ton of... Oh, there it is, yeah. This guy. Nettle Drone deals 1 damage. Whenever you cast Colorless spell, you may untap it. So that's 1 piece. Mirror. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. I mean, that's it makes it so he has extra pieces. So he actually is going to play Nettle Drone. And I don't think that that's enough for the infinite combo. The nice thing is we do have Eternal Haze, which is prevent all damage that we dealt by creatures, which means Nettle Drone, we can just prevent damage from it, which is what makes Eternal Haze actually a lot better than Holy Day, because Holy Day just prevents combat damage, where Eternal Haze prevents creature damage. So it's actually substantially better. So we'll see if our opponent does have the infinite combo. I don't think they do. He'll probably swing for 2 damage. I can take the 2 damage, that's fine. I could obviously play Holy Day, but I'd rather hold up in case he does do the like infinite thing, which I don't... Oh, I guess he couldn't have done it anyways. So yeah, we can just do this. That's fine. Let's just prevent the 2 damage. Let's just prevent it, then we don't have to worry about it. And it's done. Whatever. No taking 2 damage. Okay. Going to our opponent's end step, unless our opponent has another card to play, which they might. It is completely possible. If they do, then they're going to play it. If not, then we're going to go to our turn. Actually, no, we're going to go to the end step, then we're going to Temple Bell. And then hopefully we won't have to play Tranquil Cove, because I'll draw to another land. Because Tranquil Cove, I hate you. I just have such a hard time playing lands that enter the battlefield tapped. There is one deck, a single deck, where I'm like, I'm okay with lands like this. There is a white-green deck I've been working on that is like, gets value off of gaining life from like any kind of anywhere. So we are playing the white-green land that comes into play tapped. It gives you life because it is completely relevant in the deck. Other than that, no, I never want to play this. I want to put in anything but this. Honestly, I'd like to be running like 4 Glacial Fortresses. Would be nice, but they're not that budget. They're like $3 each, so we're not running them. We're running 2 of them because, I mean, we have a little bit of room for the budget, but yeah. Okay, end step, draw some cards. Each player draws a card. This means we do some milling of our opponent. Our opponent is going to get milled by a minimum of 2. Is our opponent, is he actually responding to this? Does he have a response to this? One of our opponents is getting angry. He's like, how do I beat this? Mind you, we'll see. We will see. Come now, opponent. You can play the game too. You can play as well. So this deck, for the record, the people that are wondering about this deck, is actually, you can see a version of this deck, like the deck of it, on the Mana Sources channel. He has this budget, because it's actually a good budget deck as well. What our opponent is playing is a budget infinite combo Eldrazi damage deck. And it's a decent deck. I mean, I played around building one as well for a while. Never did end up finally putting a channel. I never did put a video out for it because the Mana Sources video is almost identical to the deck I was building, so I'm kind of like, yeah, that's okay. We can skip that for now. So yeah, it's a good infinite combo deck if you're interested in playing combo on a budget, because it's easy to play like mid range and like stuff like that on a budget. Okay, well, I think we just double Howling Mine and then hold up for Eternal Haze. I think that sounds like a good plan. So give our opponent a bunch of draw. 1, 2. And then another one. So this is going to come into play. Opponent's going to get a lot of drawing. Opponent's going to realize exactly what's about to happen here. He probably already does realize what's happening here. Because we're now technically drawing 4 extra cards a turn. That's neat. Ship it to our opponent's turn. We're not doing much. Look at all these things. Look at all these things. Not a single creature. And we get to choose the order, which I wish you could just, like, always put yes, always first, or always second, or always last. It's something that does not happen. Always trigger, though. Always yield. Don't need to yield. I don't need to ever see that I'm drawing cards or opponent's drawing cards off of Howling Mine. I get it. You're drawing an extra card. Okay. Our opponent plays a mountain. And if our opponent decides to go infinite, we have Eternal Haze. If our opponent just decides to swing in, we have Holy Day. Okay. So let's give our opponent a headache by preventing damage from all creatures, which totally puts a kink in his plan for the Nettle Drone, because he can't deal damage with it this turn, which makes me really happy. It makes me really happy when a fog deck can fog creature damage, not just combat damage. It makes me feel really evil, guys. I feel really, really evil. By the way, the reason why I'm not super duper high pitch whatever today is because I definitely went to a beer festival yesterday, and it was well, it was fun, but not enough coffee this morning to ever get rid of how I feel right now. So that's the thing that's going on. Alright, so he's gonna bolt something. Sure, he can bolt our face, whatever. It doesn't really help him or me bolting because it doesn't stop Eternal Haze. it just prolongs the game a little bit. And we might, as I say, we might be able to mill our opponent to death this turn, but I don't think so. We're going to have to draw into another Eternal Haze if we want to survive next round, because this prevents our opponent from going infinite. 1 round. Always yield to this. I should not have said always yield to this, actually. Okay. Okay. So he's gonna play another one of these guys. Untaps the Nettle Sentinel, which doesn't really bother me much. I should have actually not said always yield to this. Just because for when it does damage, just because we need to actually respond to it, potentially. So yeah, maybe not the best choice. I could always change it down the road. We'll see. We'll see what our opponent ends up doing. He can deal enough damage with this way, though, so that's actually potentially problematic. Okay, so flying creature. So that's 2 more damage to our face. So we're gonna need to mill our opponent out this turn. Otherwise, I think we're gonna be dead because he's doing 2 damage a turn from these guys alone. And yeah, I mean we can prevent combat damage, but if he just plays a couple more creatures, then we're in danger town. And our opponent shouldn't attack in. I mean, there's no point to attack in because there can't be any damage because I play Eternal Haze, and he knows it. Okay, each player draws a card. We're gonna mill our opponent a little bit. We don't draw into what we need, but that doesn't mean that we're done yet. Okay, Sphinx's Tutelage, targeting our opponent. You go, yes. We do draw an Eternal Haze, which is very good. And I think we can just cycle some cards, really. So cycle like this. Cycle. Okay, he's going to do 1 damage to us, which is fine. Another Dictate of Kruphix. I think we're going to leave that in our hand, and we're going to ship to our opponent's turn. Fingers crossed that we can... we should be able to find. We should be able to Eternal Haze. I think we're actually going to Eternal Haze on our opponent's upkeep. That's what we're going to do. So we'll stop on our opponent's upkeep. I accidentally stopped on my upkeep. In response, we're gonna Eternal Haze. So Eternal Haze right away. Just because I'd rather not deal with him putting a bunch of stuff potentially on the stack of some sort, dealing a bunch of extra damage. Prevent damage from creatures right away. So he's going to obviously deal 1 damage to us. Yeah, that's what happens. And then we're going to go to our opponent's end step, and we're going to play Dictate of Kruphix. So we'll see if our opponent can kill us this turn. 10 damage is a lofty goal. If he remands it, it goes back to our hand. If he counters it, then that is going to hurt us. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Oh, really? Unless it goes with... well, that's a thing. That is a thing that happens right there. I don't have 4 up. Because who... that's not fun at all. Okay, how do I deal with this? Let's each of us draw a card. Maybe we'll draw into something relevant. Maybe. We do have a Holy Day, so we can prevent combat damage, but I'm more concerned about the infinite damage. This is target counter spell that targets you, not that doesn't really help us out at all. Okay. Well, we can't do anything about the spell shrivel. That's something you don't see very often. That's pretty crazy. We'll see. I mean, we still have other fog effects, so I'm not too concerned about not being able to fog our opponent. I'm more concerned about this thing just doing a ton of damage by tap on tap, tap on tap. It's more what I'm concerned. Mind you, he's played a bunch of mana, so he may not have enough power. No, I can't pay it for it. Okay, well, that was an eventful hand. So we have to prevent 7 damage. So if he plays 3 cards, highly unlikely. I don't know if he plays 4 cards, which are highly unlikely. He'll do 8 damage to us just from these guys. Realistically, if he plays 3 cards, that's 6 damage from this, plus enough to kill us with this guy. So, spawner. Yep. So this is going to be a bunch of damage. I think we can probably just Holy Day right now. Do we Holy Day right now? No, we wait till he goes to combat. Yeah. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close, because I'm positive we can mill our opponent for 10 next turn. But it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're going to be minimum milling our opponent for 10 next turn. So if our opponent can kill us this turn, then our opponent wins. If our opponent can kill us this turn, then he wins. If he can't, he dies next turn. So it is literally the do or die scenario right now. So yes. So this is opponent dealing another 1 damage to us. Oh, and it comes into play, gets another... This is whenever you cast a spell. Whenever you cast a spell. Okay. So he's going to get another, Eldrazi, whatever. And he's going to combat, which is fine. So he's swinging in with these guys. Sure. We can Holy Day. We can Holy Day indeed. All of the days of holiness. And heck, we could even Angelsong at the end of our turn, or at the end of his end step. So he is cracking. He is cracking his Flooded Strand for a what? For anything? Does our opponent have a response? I'm really, really interested if our opponent has a response. Because if he doesn't, we don't take any damage. If he does, so we have to play one of our other 2 fog effects, which is like... I'm like, you're attacking with creatures. I'm a fog deck. I don't really care. One way or another. And opponent decides to scoop it up. He knows that he is dead. Okay, good. And our opponent scoops the match. So this is a single match game, guys. So thanks for watching. This has been Turbo Fog against a infinite combo deck, or a value combo. I don't think I actually saw the infinite combo in the deck, to be quite honest. But it was a value deck with Eldrazi. Until next time, I'm Adrian. This is GiantMonsterGames, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to game like a giant monster.